Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to my review of tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. And this Raw was held from Atlanta, Georgia, and it was also the go-home show for Survivor Series, which is this Sunday. And before I start the review, if you all haven't checked out my previous video that I uploaded earlier today, I reviewed the limited edition Hot Cocoa Oreos. You'll know what I thought of them when you see the video, if you all want to watch the video. But you'll know my thoughts on what I thought of the Hot Cocoa Oreos. But anyways, I thought tonight's Raw, I thought it was a decent show. There was some surprising stuff, some stuff that was meh on it, but I have to say wasn't a perfect or great show by any means though, but it was decent. The show opened up with Stephanie McMahon coming out. She ends up introducing Kurt Angle, bringing Kurt out, and Kurt Angle ends up coming out. Stephanie says to Kurt, how did New Day come into the building last week when they were in Manchester? And Kurt says, he doesn't know how the New Day came in, and that he was trying to be prepared for SmackDown invaded again. And Stephanie says, who would you pick to be the fifth member of Team Raw? And then Kurt says, his son, Jason Jordan. And he says the only reason why he picked him is because he's athletic. And they go on to say that Cena is, the fifth member of Team SmackDown, and why Cena wasn't the fifth member. Why didn't Kurt pick Cena as the fifth member of Team Raw? And Kurt ends up saying that at Survivor Series he's going to break Shane's ankle, and that him and Shane will probably start the match. Stephanie says to Kurt that he's gone soft and that she made the mistake of him being the team captain for Raw. And the Shield ends up coming out. Roman Reigns ended up returning tonight because he was out. He was sick. He had the mumps. Same with Bray Wyatt when they were overseas. So Shield comes out. Dean says to Stephanie that at TLC Kurt still proved that he still has it, that he still got it. And Stephanie says that Seth and Dean lost the titles, lost the Raw Tag Team titles last week because of Kurt, and that New Day made them a fool last week when they invaded. And then Stephanie asks Roman, where has he been? Which was really funny, in my opinion. And Roman ends up retaliating and says, where has she been? And that last we saw of Stephanie, she was put through a table. She was put through a table, because of Triple H at WrestleMania. And that was funny though. And Roman says that he, Seth, and Dean want to take on New Day at Survivor Series and destroy them. And so pretty much that was basically the opening segment to Raw. It was a good segment in my opinion. The Shield coming out was very unexpected. So early for in this opening to Raw tonight. And so I thought it was a pretty good opening segment to Raw. And then the first match, it was Bayley versus Dana Brooke and Mickie James in a triple threat match. This was a match to determine who will be the fifth member for the women's Team Raw Survivor Series match. And this was just a typical women's match. You had the four members of Team Raw out there, and it was just a typical women's match. It was back and forth between them. You had one point where Dana Brooke actually, punched Asuka, and Asuka then took out Dana Brooke, which I was happy to see Dana Brooke again, considering she hasn't been seen on TV in a while. And then after Asuka takes out Dana Brooke, we just see Bayley hit the Bayley to belly on Mickie to score the win. And so now Bayley is the 5th member for the women's Team Raw Survivor Series team, and really happy about that. I'm really happy that Bayley is now in the Team Raw Survivor Series elimination, taking on Team SmackDown at Survivor Series Sunday for the women's. But this match was just your typical women's match. It was nothing great or perfect. Then after that, we had Enzo Amore and Drew Gulak versus Kalisto and Akira Tozawa. And before the match started, you had Enzo and Drew Gulak come out. Enzo saying, "Oh, he's competing for Better 205 Live because he's money and that. He's gonna take on Kalisto at Survivor Series. He's gonna beat Kalisto Sunday at Survivor Series." Just him saying that. And you got Drew Gulak, who has a sign, saying "no chance." I think it was on there. But if you don't watch 205 Live, Drew Gulak, always has that PowerPoint presentation that he always has up on the Titantron. Also him just trying to make 205 Live better. But while Drew Gulak is trying to talk, he gets interrupted by Kalisto and Akira Tozawa. They come out and then the match starts. And the match was meh, in my opinion. It was just back and forth. Pretty much Kalisto and Tozawa taking control during the match. But you had Enzo Amore and Drew Gulak win the match with Enzo hitting the Judunzo, I think that's how you pronounce it, on Tozawa to score the win. So it was pretty much meh match, in my opinion. Didn't care for it. And you're also the Enzo and Kalisto match is gonna be on the kickoff pre-show match. So their match is gonna be on the kickoff pre-show Sunday. And Survivor Series is gonna be a 4-hour show, but if you add in the kickoff pre-show that starts at 5 o'clock, pretty much basically it's a 6-hour show if you include the kickoff pre-show. So that's pretty damn long. So, but after that match, you had Kurt Angle with his team, Team Raw, and he tells Finn Balor and Joe that they will be in a match tonight with Gallows and Anderson. He ends up telling Jason Jordan that he will take on Bray Wyatt tonight. Bray Wyatt returning also tonight. And then Braun ends up telling Kurt that he wants Kane. He wants Kane. And Kurt ends up offering Braun Kane. So it'll be Braun Strowman versus Kane also tonight. So it was just that little segment, that little scene with Kurt Angle and his team. Then we had Miz TV. Miz comes out saying that Baron Corbin will get his spotlight with him, if he doesn't squander his match tomorrow night against Sin Cara. And he ends up calling Corbin, lackluster. It's been a back and forth between Miz and Corbin. Miz taking it to social media and calling out Corbin. And Miz then introduces his guests for tonight, which is Cesaro and Sheamus, the new Raw Tag Team Champions for the third time. And Miz congratulates them on their victory last week. Sheamus says him and Cesaro kept their eyes on the prize, and which were the Raw Tag Team titles, and they weren't distracted by New Day. And he says that they are the real tag team champions of WWE, and that they are better than New Day. And they go on to say that at Survivor Series they're gonna break the Uso Penitentiary. And pretty much it was them. Holding up the titles, and Miz saying, these are, we make these titles, or some, other thing I forgot Miz said, though. But it was pretty much basically that to end the Miz TV segment. And it's just a meh Miz TV, in my opinion. I mean, it got a little hype for Cesaro and Sheamus to take on the Usos Sunday. There's a little hype for that. And then the next match, it was Jason Jordan versus Bray Wyatt. This was okay. This was an okay match. It was a little entertaining in my opinion. Just back and forth between Jason Jordan and Bray Wyatt. You had Bray injure Jason Jordan's knee, his left knee, and pretty much it was Jason Jordan just trying to battle back against Bray. He ended up suplexing Bray Wyatt, which was cool. But in the end, Jason Jordan got the win with the roll-up on Bray Wyatt to score the win. Then after the match, Bray Wyatt then attacked Jason Jordan, hit him with a clothesline, and he ended up injuring Jason's knee more, where he just rammed his knee into the post. So it was just a okay match, in my opinion. It was a little entertaining. Then when Raw came back from commercial, we saw Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan. Kurt says to Jason that he doesn't think he should compete Sunday because, of his injury. And then Jason tells Kurt, not to take him out of the Team Raw match, the Team Raw Survivor Series match. And it was pretty bad how. It was pretty bad how, Jason was, begging Kurt not to take him out of the Team Raw Survivor Series elimination match. Oh, like I said, it was pretty bad acting from Jason Jordan. So, and then after that we had Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out. Heyman says, it's the first time in history that a Universal Champion takes on a WWE Champion, and it's the first time Lesnar will get in the ring with Styles, and it might be the only time. And this is a dream match. Seeing Brock Lesnar versus AJ Styles. This is gonna be a good match. Hopefully, it's not a squash match. Brock Lesnar, doesn't hit a lot. Hits suplexes and F5, and that's pins Styles, and then that's the match. Hopefully it's not like that. Hopefully it's not a squash match. And what was really funny was during this segment when Heyman was on the mic, a proposal was being done. and you heard the crowd saying, "She said yes," she said yes. Uh, and then Heyman then ended up retaliating and said, "Oh, so this this guy will never survive in the ring with Lesnar," or forgot pretty much what Heyman said, but he retaliated, and he retaliated to that, to the proposal that was happening in the crowd. And the crowd in Atlanta tonight was pretty good. Uh, they were a noisy, hyped up, little hyped up crowd. So, but Heyman says that he likes to see Lesnar and Styles, and he says to Styles that he has the advantage in speed. He also says Styles has been the underdog and that he sealed his victories this year against Cena, Shane, and also Jinder Mahal, which, what we saw last week on SmackDown. AJ beat Jinder, and Styles is the new WWE champion. So that was a pretty good match last week to see. And he says that Styles will not survive Sunday against Lesnar. And pretty much that was the segment. And it was a good segment, in my opinion. Very much, looking forward to this match, seeing Lesnar and Styles go at it. This probably only a one time thing where we see Lesnar and Styles go at it. But this was a good segment. And next was the Shield versus Cesaro and Sheamus, the Bar, and also Miz. And this match, my opinion, this was the best match of the night, in my opinion. It was very entertaining. It was back and forth between them. You had, this was the Shield's match that they had in like 3 years, which they said though. But it was very entertaining to see the Shield go at it. And we saw there was one point in the match where Miz actually ran off, and he ran away, and then I guess he came back when Raw was at commercial to end up continuing the match. And the Shield won the match. They ended up hitting a triple power bomb on Miz to score the win. So, but all in all, it was a good match. In my opinion, it was the best match of the night. So, and then we had Kane come on and says, that tonight he's going to show Braun Strowman that there is more to life than death, thanks to him, thanks to Kane. It was a little promo from Kane. And then Kurt Angle comes out saying that Jason Jordan is injured and he is not letting him compete at Survivor Series. And Jason comes out and says, for Kurt not to do this. And that's going to be, the first time he fights side by side, with him. And, more, pretty bad acting from Jason Jordan. And Jason says, he can do it. He can make it to Sunday. But Kurt says, it's not worth it. And Jason also, says, that Kurt is his idol and that it's an honor for him to represent Raw. And he wants, Kurt to take back, his decision and not, take him out of the Survivor Series elimination match. And Stephanie comes out and tells, Kurt to, to take Jason out of the match for Survivor Series. And then it's just a little, stare between Kurt and Jason. And then a surprise was unexpected. Triple H comes out. He says that he is now the 5th member for Team Raw. and he ends up giving a pedigree to Jason Jordan. And so now we could pretty much confirm this will probably be a heel turn for Jason Jordan, because it was rumored saying that they were going to, they were going to turn Jason Jordan heel. And also this pretty much sets up Kurt Angle versus Triple H, probably at WrestleMania. So I can't wait to see how this storyline goes with Triple H and Kurt Angle, leading them to a match, possibly at WrestleMania. So, but it was definitely a surprise to see Triple H here. I know Triple H is going to take on Jinder Mahal in India at a show down there. So that's going to be that's pretty good news. Possibly Triple H might win that match, and he'll decimate Jinder Mahal. But who knows? Who knows what they'll do? But yeah, the crowd was really hyped up to see Triple H. They were cheering really loud for him. It was just awesome. Sorry about that, but the crowd, like I said, the crowd was really cheering for Triple H. Really hyped up. Really, the crowd was really hyped up for that. So, but it was a good segment. It was a good segment. I really enjoyed it. And then after that, it was Finn Balor and Samoa Joe versus Gallows and Anderson. And this match was entertaining, in my opinion. You had Balor and Joe just take out Gallows and Anderson. You had one point where towards the end of the match, Joe actually went through the ropes and took out Gallows, and it eventually led to Finn Balor hitting the coup de grace on Karl Anderson to score the win for him and Joe. And pretty much at the match, Joe wanted nothing to do with Finn, and Joe just walked to the back. So, but it was an entertaining match. Really liked it. Then after that, you had Alexa Bliss being interviewed. Alexa says, that she hasn't had time to prepare for Sunday, and that she says that at Survivor Series, she will reign supreme against Natalya. Either. So, it was a little interview with Alexa Bliss. And then it was the main event, which was Braun Strowman versus Kane. This match pretty much was a no contest because they were just, brawling outside the ring. Sorry about that again, but pretty much they were basically just brawling outside the ring. Strowman was decimating Kane at some points of the match, and then it ended really funny where Strowman hit a running power slam on Kane, and both of them went through the ring, which was funny in my opinion. You could definitely, it felt rushed a little bit because it ended. Raw ended really quickly after that, so it felt rushed in my opinion, though. But both of them going through the ring was really funny. It's not the first time that we've seen superstars go through the ring, because it's been done before. So, but yeah. So the match was pretty much no contest. It was just a brawl between them. So, yeah. So, anyways, that's it for my review of tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw. Thank you all for watching, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Also, check out my previous video if you haven't seen it, which I did a review of the hot cocoa Oreos. So be sure to check out that if you haven't gotten a chance. And until the next video, which will be my SmackDown review, which will be up tomorrow night. So I'll see you all tomorrow night.